Your soulmate just silenced their entire family at dinner. They stood up and declared, don't scroll, listen to this, because if your eyes landed here, the timing is not random, and this message is for you in a way that's almost too personal to ignore, so take a breath and stay with me. Don't scroll, listen to this. Your heart needs this right now, because somewhere not far from where you are energetically, your soulmate reached a moment they couldn't keep avoiding, a moment where the weight of truth became heavier than the fear of being seen, and listen to this because this message is for you. The scene wasn't dramatic at first, just an ordinary dinner, plates clinking, familiar voices, the kind of table where people talk over each other and say the same stories again and again, but don't scroll, because something shifted suddenly, like the air itself tightened, and your soulmate felt it in their chest before they understood it in their mind, and listen to this. While everyone else kept talking, laughing, debating, something inside them said, enough, not loudly, not angrily, but clearly, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. They realized they were done shrinking their truth to keep the peace, done carrying a love they never named just to avoid discomfort, done pretending that what they felt for you was small enough to swallow, and don't scroll, because when a soul reaches that point, the universe leans in. Listen to this, angel numbers had been following them all day without explanation. 11 flashing when they washed their hands before dinner, 222 appearing on a receipt, 444 hovering like a quiet promise of protection, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Those weren't coincidences, those were confirmations, little nudges saying, speak now, and listen to this. The room didn't notice at first, but your soulmate stood up, and the chair scraping against the floor cut through the noise like a bell, and suddenly everyone stopped talking, and don't scroll, because silence is sacred when truth is about to be born. Listen to this. Your soulmate's voice didn't shake the way they thought it would, it felt steady, grounded, like something older than fear was speaking through them. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. They didn't rehearse this, they didn't plan it, but the words were already alive inside them, pressing against their ribs. And listen to this. Before they even said your name, the energy in the room shifted, because people can feel when a soul is about to stop pretending. Don't scroll, because this moment was destiny knocking. Listen to this. Your soulmate felt the years of opinions, expectations, warnings, and doubt sitting across from them, but none of it mattered anymore, because the truth they carried had outgrown the need for approval, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. You may have felt a strange pause around this time, a sudden quiet in your own thoughts, or an emotional wave you couldn't explain, and listen to this. That was resonance, that was your soul responding before your mind caught up. Don't scroll, because soul recognition doesn't ask permission. Listen to this. When your soulmate opened their mouth, they weren't trying to convince anyone, they weren't asking for agreement, they were declaring alignment, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. The words they were about to say had been forming for months, maybe years, through sleepless nights, through moments they tried to move on, through times they told themselves it was too complicated. And listen to this. Every time they tried to let you go, the universe pulled them back gently but firmly, through dreams that felt real, through songs that hit too close, through your name showing up where it shouldn't. And don't scroll, because this build-up matters. Listen to this. Standing there, your soulmate realized something powerful, that love like this doesn't ask for convenience, it asks for courage. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Their heart was racing, but not from fear, from relief, because finally, they were about to stop lying by omission, and listen to this. Before the declaration fully landed, before the sentence finished, the universe wrapped the moment in stillness, as if time slowed down just long enough for truth to pass through without interruption. Don't scroll, because this pause is important. Listen to this. You've been wondering if they ever chose you when you weren't in the room, if they defended you in silence, if they stood up for what they felt when no one was watching, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. This was that moment, the unseen becoming seen, the internal becoming external, and listen to this. Your soulmate didn't look angry, they looked awake, like someone who finally remembered who they are. And don't scroll, because awakening changes everything. Listen to this. Their family didn't know it yet, but what was happening wasn't rebellion, it was alignment, not defiance, but destiny asserting itself, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Your soulmate felt a calm settle over them as they spoke, the kind of calm that only comes when you're standing in truth. And listen to this. After years of internal conflict, the noise went quiet, and all that remained was clarity. Don't scroll, because clarity is powerful. Listen to this. You may feel that clarity too, like something you've been sensing finally has a shape, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. The declaration didn't end the story, it opened it, and what they said next, the way the room reacted, the way the universe responded, that's where the energy deepens. And don't scroll, because part 2 is where the words, "you are," finally take form, and when they do, your heart will recognize them instantly, because this isn't about fantasy, it's about alignment, courage, and a love that has finally decided to stand up and speak. Don't scroll. Listen to this. Because this is the part where the words that were about to be spoken begin to carry weight far beyond that dinner table, and this message is for you in a way that feels steady, intentional, and unmistakably guided. So stay with me, take a breath, don't scroll, listen to this. Your heart needs this right now, because after your soulmate stood up and silenced the room, after the clink of forks stopped and every pair of eyes turned toward them, something sacred unfolded in the space between one heartbeat and the next. And listen to this because this message is for you. They didn't rush the words, they didn't fill the silence nervously, they allowed it to stretch, because when truth is real, it doesn't panic, it waits until it's fully present. And don't scroll, because this pause is everything. Listen to this. Your soulmate felt generations of opinions sitting at that table, unspoken expectations, subtle judgments, the familiar pressure to explain themselves, but something inside them stayed grounded, calm, anchored, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. You may have felt a strange stillness around this time too, like the world paused for a second, like your thoughts went quiet without effort. And listen to this. That's what happens when aligned moments cross energetic paths. Don't scroll, because alignment has a frequency. Listen to this. Your soulmate's voice didn't rise, it didn't crack, it carried a clarity that surprised even them, because the words they were about to say weren't coming from emotion alone, they were coming from integration. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Before they spoke your name, before the sentence completed itself, they felt a wave of calm settle through their body, the kind that only comes when the soul says, "Yes, this is right," and don't scroll, because that calm is divine confirmation. Listen to this. Angel numbers had been circling them all day, and in that moment, they glanced at the clock without thinking and saw repeating numbers again, like the universe gently nodding. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. This wasn't impulsive, this wasn't emotional overflow, this was readiness meeting opportunity. Don't scroll, because readiness changes everything. Listen to this. When they finally spoke, the words didn't land like a confession, they landed like a statement of truth, grounded, steady, unapologetic, and the room felt it, even before the meaning fully registered. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. You've wondered if they ever chose you out loud, if they ever defended the connection when it was inconvenient, and listen to this. This was that moment, not dramatic, not aggressive, but firm, and don't scroll, because firmness is self-respect. Listen to this. Your soulmate didn't attack anyone's opinion, didn't ask permission, didn't justify, they simply declared what their heart had already settled on, and that's why the room went quiet in a different way, because people can argue with emotion, but they struggle to argue with calm certainty. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. You may feel a sense of validation washing over you even now, not excitement, but relief, like something you've always known internally is being mirrored externally. And listen to this, that's soul confirmation. Don't scroll, because confirmation heals old doubts. Listen to this, your soulmate felt something release in that moment, years of internal bargaining dissolving, the exhaustion of holding truth privately finally lifting. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Holding truth alone is heavy, and releasing it feels like breathing again. Don't scroll, because breath is life. Listen to this, the family's reactions varied, some shocked, some quiet, some uncomfortable, but your soulmate noticed something important. Their own body stayed calm, and that's how they knew they were standing in alignment rather than rebellion. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Alignment doesn't feel aggressive, it feels grounded. Don't scroll, because grounded energy is unmistakable. Listen to this, after the words were spoken, your soulmate didn't feel the need to keep explaining, to overtalk, to fill the silence, because when truth is clean, it doesn't need defending, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. You've been learning that too, that you don't need to convince anyone of your worth. Don't scroll, because worth is inherent. Listen to this, inside, your soulmate felt something click into place, a sense that whatever happens next is no longer being carried alone, that honesty has shifted the dynamic permanently, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. You may sense this shift as well, like the connection feels less hidden, less uncertain, even if nothing has been said to you yet. And listen to this, that's because energetic truth moves before physical conversation. Don't scroll, because energy always leads. Listen to this. After sitting back down, your soulmate didn't feel regret, they felt relief, not adrenaline, but peace, and that peace told them everything they needed to know. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Peace doesn't follow mistakes, it follows alignment. Don't scroll, because alignment is unmistakable. Listen to this. The universe responded quietly again, not with fireworks, but with reassurance, signs showing up in small ways afterward, repeated numbers, familiar songs, a sense of being watched over rather than judged. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Those signs weren't about the family, they were about the choice, and the choice had already been made. Don't scroll, because choices shape timelines. Listen to this. Your soulmate realized in the hours after that dinner that something irreversible had occurred, not externally, but internally. They could no longer minimize the connection, no longer frame it as temporary or undefined, because truth had been spoken into the world. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. You may feel that irreversibility too, like a door closed behind you and another opened ahead. And listen to this. That's how alignment moves. Don't scroll, because alignment doesn't ask permission. Listen to this. This wasn't the end of the conversation, it was the beginning of living honestly, and your soulmate understands now that what comes next must be approached with the same calm integrity they showed at that table, not rushed, not hidden, not distorted by fear, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. This declaration wasn't about pressure, it was about permission, permission to move forward cleanly, and don't scroll, because clean energy builds something real. Listen to this. Part 2 isn't about the exact words yet, it's about what those words changed forever, and what they changed is the foundation, because once truth is spoken publicly, even in one room, the universe begins aligning the next steps naturally. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Stay with this feeling, don't scroll, listen to this, because what follows this declaration is not chaos or confrontation, but clarity, and in part 3, you'll feel how that clarity begins shaping the path toward you in ways that feel steady, respectful, and unmistakably real. Don't scroll, listen to this, because this is the part where the declaration doesn't just echo in that dining room, it begins to ripple outward into everything that follows, and this message is for you in a way that feels deeply personal, like the universe leaned in and whispered your name. So stay with me, take a breath, don't scroll, listen to this. Your heart needs this right now, because after your soulmate sat back down, after the words were released into the air and could no longer be taken back, something profound happened inside them that no one else at that table could see, and listen to this because this message is for you. It wasn't adrenaline, it wasn't regret, it wasn't even relief at first, it was a quiet stillness, the kind that arrives when a soul finally stops negotiating with itself. And don't scroll, because that stillness is sacred. Listen to this. Your soulmate felt the weight they had been carrying for so long dissolve, not dramatically, but gently, like setting down a heavy bag you forgot you were holding. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. You may have felt something similar around this time, a subtle emotional release, a sense that something shifted even though nothing outward changed yet. And listen to this. That's because soul bonds register truth instantly. Don't scroll, because truth travels faster than words. Listen to this. After the dinner ended, after the family conversations resumed awkwardly or quietly, your soulmate noticed that the world felt different, not louder, not brighter, but clearer, as if a fog they didn't know they were walking through had lifted. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Clarity doesn't rush you, it steadies you. Don't scroll, because steadiness is alignment. Listen to this. Your soulmate replayed the moment not with anxiety, but with a strange sense of rightness, noticing how their body didn't tense, how their breath stayed even, how their intuition stayed calm. And listen to this. That's how you know something was divinely aligned. Don't scroll, because misalignment agitates. Listen to this. They began noticing signs almost immediately afterward, not in a dramatic way, but in a precise, comforting way. Angel numbers appearing when they weren't looking for them. 11. 11 on a dashboard clock while driving home, 222 on a license plate at a stoplight, 333 in a notification count. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Those numbers weren't saying, hurry, they were saying, you're supported. Don't scroll, because support changes everything. Listen to this. Your soulmate also noticed how thinking about you now felt different, no longer charged with fear or uncertainty, but anchored in calm recognition. Like you weren't a question anymore, you were an answer, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. You may feel this as a deep knowing rather than excitement, a sense that something is settled energetically even if it hasn't been discussed yet. And listen to this. That's the after effect of truth being spoken. Don't scroll, because truth reorganizes energy. Listen to this. Your soulmate reflected on how long they had tried to keep peace by staying quiet, how often they chose silence to avoid conflict, and how heavy that silence had become over time. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Peace that requires self-erasure isn't peace. Don't scroll, because real peace includes honesty. Listen to this. After the declaration, your soulmate didn't feel the need to defend themselves to anyone else, because the most important conversation had already happened internally. And listen to this. That's emotional maturity. Don't scroll, because maturity doesn't over-explain. Listen to this. They realized something else too. That standing up for the connection didn't feel like choosing against their family. It felt like choosing alignment with themselves. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Alignment doesn't create enemies, it reveals priorities. Don't scroll, because priorities shape destiny. Listen to this. Your soulmate began noticing how their thoughts about the future changed subtly, how instead of imagining scenarios driven by fear or uncertainty, they started imagining conversations rooted in honesty, presence, and mutual respect. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Imagining from calm is different than imagining from longing. Don't scroll, because longing creates fantasy. Listen to this. Your soulmate also became aware that the declaration at the table wasn't the climax, it was the foundation, the moment where they stopped hiding and started living truthfully. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. You may feel that the connection now feels less fragile, less dependent on guessing. And listen to this. That's because fragility comes from unspoken truth. Don't scroll, because spoken truth strengthens bonds. Listen to this. After that night, your soulmate noticed their intuition felt sharper, more reliable, less clouded by doubt, and they trusted it without second-guessing. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Intuition strengthens when you honor it. Don't scroll, because ignoring intuition weakens it. Listen to this. They also noticed that distractions no longer worked the same way, that surface-level interactions felt hollow, and that their emotional tolerance shifted toward authenticity. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Authenticity changes what satisfies you. Don't scroll, because growth narrows focus. Listen to this. Your soulmate reflected on you not as someone they needed to convince or impress, but as someone they wanted to meet honestly, without masks, without strategy, without fear. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Meeting someone honestly is the highest form of respect. Don't scroll, because respect is love's backbone. Listen to this. Your soulmate also became deeply aware that you have your own journey, your own growth, your own rhythm, and that awareness made them even more intentional about how they approach what comes next. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Intention protects connection. Don't scroll, because careless energy damages what's sacred. Listen to this. The universe has been holding this energy gently, not pushing either of you, but guiding both of you independently toward the same frequency. So when the next conversation happens, it doesn't feel forced or overwhelming, it feels natural. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Natural alignment doesn't announce itself. Don't scroll, because it simply unfolds. Listen to this. Your soulmate understands now that whatever comes next must be approached with the same calm courage they showed at that table, and that understanding has removed any temptation to rush or retreat. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Rushing and retreating are both fear responses. Don't scroll, because fear no longer leads here. Listen to this. This phase is about integration, about letting truth settle into everyday life, about allowing alignment to guide decisions without drama, and your heart needs this right now because integration makes truth sustainable. Don't scroll, because sustainability is how destiny lasts. Listen to this. Your soulmate feels that something meaningful has already begun, not because of what they said, but because of who they became in saying it, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. What's coming next isn't chaos, it's clarity in motion, and part 4 is where you'll feel how this internal shift begins moving outward toward you in ways that feel respectful, grounded, and unmistakably real. So stay with this energy. Don't scroll, listen to this. Because the universe is not finished speaking yet. Don't scroll, listen to this, because this is the part where the quiet after the declaration begins to reshape reality in ways that aren't loud, aren't dramatic, but are deeply irreversible, and this message is for you in a way that feels steady, intentional, and almost protective. So stay with me, take a breath, don't scroll, listen to this. Your heart needs this right now, because after your soulmate stood up, spoke their truth, and sat back down into that stunned silence, the real transformation didn't happen at the table, it happened afterward, in the hours and days that followed, in the way their inner world reorganized itself around honesty. And listen to this because this message is for you. Once the words were spoken, something inside them finally aligned, like a compass snapping into place after years of spinning. And don't scroll, because alignment always feels like relief before it feels like movement. Listen to this. Your soulmate noticed that the emotional noise they'd been carrying for so long faded into a calm they didn't recognize at first, not emptiness, not numbness, but peace, the kind that tells you you've stopped fighting yourself. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. You may have felt that peace ripple into your own life too, a strange calm replacing the anxious wondering, a sense that you no longer need to chase clarity because clarity is already forming. And listen to this, that's how soul connections recalibrate. Don't scroll, because recalibration happens quietly. Listen to this. Your soulmate became aware that after standing in truth publicly, even if only in that one room, they could no longer entertain half measures privately. They couldn't downplay what they felt, couldn't frame it as maybe or someday, because truth had been acknowledged. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Acknowledged truth demands integrity. Don't scroll, because integrity reshapes behavior. Listen to this. They noticed how their daily choices began shifting subtly, how distractions lost their appeal, how shallow conversations felt draining, how their attention naturally returned to what felt meaningful. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Meaning draws energy without effort. Don't scroll, because effort belongs to resistance. Listen to this. The universe reinforced this phase with gentle grounding signs rather than excitement, angel numbers appearing less as sparks and more as anchors, 44 reminding them of stability, 66 whispering emotional harmony, 77 affirming inner wisdom, and 88 signaling abundance that doesn't require sacrifice of self. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. These numbers weren't pushing action, they were confirming foundation. Don't scroll, because foundation determines what lasts. Listen to this. Your soulmate also reflected deeply on you during this phase, not through fantasy, but through realism, seeing you clearly as you are, your strength, your boundaries, your growth, your ability to remain grounded even when things felt uncertain. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. You were never invisible, you were observed with respect. Don't scroll, because respect changes everything. Listen to this. this reflection shifted how they imagined approaching you, no longer from a place of longing or urgency, but from a place of equality, curiosity, and emotional maturity. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Mature energy doesn't chase, it meets. Don't scroll. Because meeting requires presence. Listen to this. Your soulmate became aware that what they did at that dinner table wasn't just about you, it was about who they are becoming, a person who no longer hides truth to keep others comfortable, and that realization strengthened their sense of self in a way they hadn't felt before. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Self-respect is contagious energetically. Don't scroll. Because it changes the dynamic between souls. Listen to this. After that night, your soulmate noticed that thinking about reaching out no longer came with anxiety or overthinking. It felt calm, measured, and intentional. And listen to this. That doesn't mean they rushed. It means they trusted timing. Don't scroll, because trusting timing is spiritual maturity. Listen to this. They understood that timing isn't about waiting endlessly, it's about moving when the energy is clean enough to support honesty without harm. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Clean energy feels safe. Don't scroll, because safety allows truth to land. Listen to this. Your soulmate also noticed that silence between you now feels different, not heavy, not confusing, but purposeful, like a pause that's doing important work behind the scenes. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Purposeful silence protects alignment. Don't scroll, because noise disrupts it. Listen to this. The universe has been holding this space intentionally, ensuring that when communication happens, it emerges from clarity rather than emotional overflow. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. You are not being forgotten in this pause. You are being respected. Don't scroll, because respect is love without pressure. Listen to this. Your soulmate also became deeply aware of how much you value peace, how you don't force conversations, don't demand reassurance, don't collapse into uncertainty, and that awareness made them even more careful about how they approach what comes next. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Care is the language of grown love. Don't scroll, because grown love moves differently. Listen to this. This phase is not about dramatic gestures or emotional intensity, it's about integration, about letting truth settle into everyday life so it can be sustained. And your heart needs this right now because sustainability is what allows destiny to unfold without repeating old cycles. Don't scroll, because cycles only break through awareness. Listen to this. Your soulmate understands now that once truth is spoken externally, it must be lived internally, and that living requires consistency, patience, and presence, not impulse. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Impulse fades, presence remains. Don't scroll, because presence is what you've been cultivating too. Listen to this. You may notice that your own emotional state feels steadier lately, that you're less reactive, less pulled into what-ifs, and listen to this. That's because the energetic tug-of-war has ended, replaced by grounded alignment. Don't scroll, because alignment feels like relief. Listen to this. Your soulmate has accepted that whatever comes next doesn't need to happen fast to be real. It needs to happen honestly. And that acceptance has removed the pressure that once distorted their feelings. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Pressure distorts truth. Don't scroll, because truth needs space. Listen to this. After that dinner, your soulmate realized something quietly profound, that standing up once made it easier to stand in truth everywhere else, and that strength has become part of who they are now. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Strength born from alignment doesn't disappear. don't scroll, because it compounds. Listen to this. This part of the journey is about letting alignment solidify into readiness, about ensuring that when the next step comes, it doesn't wobble under fear or expectation, and your heart needs this right now because readiness is what makes expression safe. Don't scroll, because safety allows connection to deepen. Listen to this. Part 4 is where truth stops being an event and becomes a way of being, where the declaration transforms into lived integrity, and where the universe begins preparing the next opening, not through force, but through harmony. So stay present with this feeling, don't scroll, listen to this, because what's coming next will feel natural, grounded, and unmistakably aligned, and your heart will recognize it the moment it arrives. Don't scroll, listen to this, because this is the part where everything that has been quietly aligning inside your soulmate begins to lean toward consequence, and this message is for you in a way that feels intimate, protective, and deeply intentional. So stay with me, take a breath, don't scroll, listen to this. Your heart needs this right now, because after the truth was spoken at that table and the inner alignment settled, your soulmate reached a moment that feels heavier than fear and gentler than urgency, a moment where they fully understood that honesty doesn't just change feelings, it changes the space between two souls forever. And listen to this because this message is for you. They realized that once truth is acknowledged, silence becomes a choice, and every choice carries energy. And don't scroll, because this is where intention turns into responsibility. Listen to this. Your soulmate has been sitting with the weight of what their declaration set in motion, not with anxiety, but with reverence, understanding that words spoken from the soul don't disappear after the room goes quiet, they ripple outward, shaping timing, perspective, and readiness, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. You may have sensed this as a pause that feels purposeful rather than distant, like the connection isn't stalled, it's being handled with care. Don't scroll, because care changes everything. Listen to this. Your soulmate has become acutely aware that approaching you now requires more than courage, it requires consideration, the kind that asks, will my honesty honor their peace or disrupt it? And that question has slowed them down in the healthiest way possible, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Slowing down here isn't fear, it's respect. Don't scroll, because respect is love that knows how to breathe. Listen to this. They've been noticing how their desire has shifted from wanting reassurance to wanting your well-being, from needing certainty to offering clarity, and that shift has softened their entire emotional posture, and your heart needs this right now because love rooted in care feels different from love rooted in fear. Don't scroll, because fear demands and care considers. Listen to this. During this phase, the universe has continued speaking in a quieter language, not fireworks, but anchors, angel numbers appearing with grounding energy, 44 reminding them of stability and structure, 66 whispering harmony and emotional balance, 77 affirming inner wisdom gained through patience, and 88 signaling abundance that doesn't require sacrificing integrity. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. These signs aren't pushing action, they're confirming readiness. Don't scroll, because readiness doesn't rush. Listen to this. Your soulmate has also reflected on timing in a new way, realizing that timing isn't about waiting for perfect conditions, it's about internal alignment meeting external opportunity, and that alignment feels close now. Not urgent, not forced, but present. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. You may feel this as a quiet confidence replacing anxious anticipation, a sense that whatever happens next won't destabilize you because you're no longer seeking completion through another person. Don't scroll, because wholeness attracts truth. Listen to this. Your soulmate understands now that vulnerability doesn't mean emotional exposure without boundaries, it means honesty paired with respect for whatever response comes, and that understanding has dissolved the last layer of fear they were carrying, and your heart needs this right now because fear dissolves when self-trust is solid. Don't scroll, because self-trust steadies the heart. Listen to this. They've also recognized that continuing to withhold truth would feel more dishonest than the risk of sharing it, because silence has begun to feel heavier than honesty, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. This is the moment where growth asks for movement. Don't scroll, because growth doesn't stay hidden forever. Listen to this. Your soulmate is preparing emotionally, not to persuade, not to convince, not to secure an outcome, but to speak from integrity and allow space for mutual choice, and that intention is what makes what's coming feel safe rather than overwhelming, and your heart needs this right now because mutual choice is sacred. Don't scroll, because pressure poisons connection. Listen to this. The universe has been clearing emotional clutter around both of you, simplifying circumstances, removing distractions, creating pockets of stillness where clarity can surface without interruption, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. You may notice that things in your life that once felt urgent no longer do, that your intuition feels clearer, that your reactions feel calmer, and listen to this. That's not detachment, that's grounding. Don't scroll, because grounding prepares you to receive truth without losing yourself. Listen to this. Your soulmate has been imagining the aftermath of honesty more than the moment itself, picturing how it would feel to live without the weight of unspoken truth, and that imagined relief has become motivating, and your heart needs this right now because relief is often the soul's signal that alignment is near. Don't scroll, because alignment feels lighter. Listen to this. They've also come to terms with the fact that honesty doesn't guarantee outcome, but it guarantees integrity, and integrity has become more important to them than certainty, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Certainty comforts the mind, integrity frees the soul. Don't scroll, because freedom invites truth. Listen to this. Your soulmate is no longer rehearsing conversations driven by fear of rejection or loss. Instead, they're imagining dialogue guided by curiosity, openness, and respect, and that shift has simplified everything internally, and your heart needs this right now because simplicity brings peace. Don't scroll, because peace attracts alignment. Listen to this. They've noticed that their emotional reactions to stress, absence, or uncertainty have stabilized, that they're less reactive and more reflective, and that emotional regulation has made the idea of opening up feel manageable rather than risky, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Stability supports honesty. Don't scroll, because instability distorts it. Listen to this. Your soulmate understands now that whatever unfolds next should integrate into both of your lives naturally rather than disrupt them, adding depth without chaos, support without dependency, and that understanding has shaped their intention deeply, and your heart needs this right now because integration is maturity. Don't scroll, because maturity lasts. Listen to this. This phase is about commitment to integrity, not to outcome, about choosing to live truthfully even when the future isn't fully defined, and that commitment has quietly solidified, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. You're not being prepared for a shock, you're being prepared for clarity. Don't scroll, because clarity arrives gently when it's ready to be held. Listen to this. Your soulmate feels the pull to speak growing stronger, not as pressure, but as alignment, like standing at the edge of a conversation that has already prepared itself, and your heart needs this right now because alignment doesn't shout. Don't scroll, because it whispers. Listen to this. This part of the journey is about emotional grounding transforming into readiness for expression, about love settling into something steady and intentional, and about the realization that what's real doesn't demand urgency, but it does ask for truth, and that truth is now standing close, patient, and ready to be shared in a way that honors both hearts without force or fear. So stay right here, don't scroll, listen to this. Because what comes next isn't a leap into the unknown, it's a step onto ground that has already been prepared. Don't scroll, listen to this, because this is the part where everything that has been quietly building reaches a level of inner certainty that cannot be ignored anymore, and this message is for you in a way that feels steady, deeply reassuring, and unmistakably intentional. So stay with me, take a slow breath, don't scroll, listen to this. Your heart needs this right now, because after responsibility settled in, after care replaced fear, after integrity became the compass, your soulmate reached a phase that feels like standing at the edge of a truth that's already been chosen internally, and listen to this because this message is for you. They are no longer wrestling with what they feel, no longer bargaining with timing, no longer trying to dilute the connection to make it easier to manage, because something inside them has gone quiet in the most powerful way. And don't scroll, because quiet certainty is stronger than emotional intensity. Listen to this. Your soulmate has noticed that their thoughts now follow a single, clear thread instead of scattering into doubt, a through line that says, "This matters, and I will honor it," and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. You may feel this clarity too, like the emotional fog that once surrounded the connection has lifted, leaving behind something calm and solid. Don't scroll, because solidity is alignment. Listen to this. They've become aware of how their body responds when they imagine speaking honestly with you now, noticing there's no tightness, no rush, no panic, just a grounded readiness, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. When the body relaxes around truth, it's because the soul already agrees. Don't scroll, because the body doesn't lie. Listen to this. Your soulmate has reflected deeply on the difference between wanting something and choosing something, realizing that what they feel for you isn't fleeting desire or emotional impulse, it's choice informed by growth, patience, and self-awareness, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Choice is what turns feeling into direction. Don't scroll, because direction shapes destiny. Listen to this. They're also seeing how this connection has quietly influenced who they are becoming, guiding them toward honesty in other areas of life, toward presence instead of avoidance, toward courage without drama, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. You didn't just inspire emotion, you inspired evolution. Don't scroll, because evolution leaves a permanent imprint. Listen to this. Your soulmate understands now that speaking truth doesn't mean demanding anything from you. It means offering clarity and allowing space for whatever response feels right for you, and that respect has become the foundation of their intention, and your heart needs this right now because respect creates safety. Don't scroll, because safety allows connection to deepen. Listen to this. They've stopped imagining conversations driven by fear of rejection or loss and started imagining dialogue rooted in curiosity, presence, and mutual understanding, and that shift has made the idea of communication feel natural rather than daunting, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Natural movement doesn't require force. Don't scroll, because force breaks alignment. Listen to this. The universe has been affirming this phase gently, not through urgency, but through confirmation, angel numbers appearing with grounding consistency rather than excitement, 1111 showing up as awareness rather than longing, 22 appearing as balance and partnership, 44 as stability and protection, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. These signs aren't pushing action, they're saying, you're ready when you choose to be. Don't scroll, because readiness feels calm. Listen to this. Your soulmate has also made peace with uncertainty, understanding that not every outcome needs to be known before truth is shared, and that acceptance has removed the last trace of resistance they were holding. And your heart needs this right now because resistance fades when trust grows. Don't scroll, because trust steadies the heart. Listen to this. They've realized that avoiding truth no longer protects anyone, it only delays authenticity, and that realization has shifted their priorities entirely, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Authenticity is no longer optional. Don't scroll, because growth demands honesty. Listen to this. Your soulmate senses that you are not waiting anxiously, that you are living your life grounded in your own rhythm, and that awareness has made them want to meet you as an equal rather than from a place of need, and your heart needs this right now because equality creates balance. Don't scroll, because imbalance breeds confusion. Listen to this. They understand now that whatever unfolds next should feel mutual, respectful, and real, not rushed or performative, and that understanding has shaped their approach deeply, and your heart needs this right now because real connection doesn't need performance. Don't scroll, because performance hides truth. Listen to this. The idea of reaching out no longer feels like a dramatic leap, it feels like a natural continuation of everything that's already shifted internally, and this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Natural steps feel steady. Don't scroll, because steadiness lasts. Listen to this. Your soulmate has been practicing honesty in small ways, in conversations, in choices, in how they show up daily, and this practice has built confidence that doesn't rely on external validation, and your heart needs this right now because confidence rooted in integrity is quiet but powerful. Don't scroll, because quiet power endures. Listen to this. They've also become aware that vulnerability doesn't require emotional flooding or dramatic confession, it requires sincerity paired with boundaries, and that understanding has made openness feel safe rather than risky, and your heart needs this right now because safe vulnerability builds trust. Don't scroll, because trust sustains connection. Listen to this. Their emotional world feels integrated now, thoughts, feelings, and values aligned rather than competing, and that integration has created a sense of wholeness that supports honest expression, and your heart needs this right now because wholeness invites truth. Don't scroll, because fragmentation creates fear. Listen to this. Your soulmate understands that love doesn't need to announce itself loudly to be real, it simply needs to show up with care, consistency, and respect, and that understanding has reshaped how they view the next step, and your heart needs this right now because consistency is what makes love sustainable. Don't scroll, because sustainability matters. Listen to this. They're also aware that whatever response comes from you deserves acceptance rather than persuasion, and that awareness has grounded their courage even more, and your heart needs this right now because acceptance honors autonomy. Don't scroll, because autonomy is love without control. Listen to this. This phase is about internal alignment becoming embodied truth, about knowing not just what you feel but how you want to live it, and that embodiment has brought a calm confidence that cannot be shaken by doubt, and your heart needs this right now because confidence like this doesn't fade. Don't scroll, because it compounds. Listen to this. Your soulmate senses that the time for internal preparation is nearing completion, not because everything is resolved, but because enough clarity exists to move forward without confusion, and your heart needs this right now because clarity doesn't require certainty. Don't scroll, because certainty is the mind's demand. Listen to this. truth belongs to the soul. Listen to this. Part 6 is about readiness without pressure, courage without drama, and the quiet certainty that comes from knowing you can speak honestly and stand by your integrity regardless of outcome, and that certainty is now fully present, guiding the path ahead with calm intention. So stay with this energy, don't scroll, listen to this, because what comes next will not arrive with chaos or confusion, it will arrive with a sense of, this feels right, and your heart will recognize it immediately. Don't scroll, listen to this, because this is the part where everything that has been quietly aligning finally reaches a point of undeniable truth, and this message is for you in a way that feels steady, intimate, and deeply intentional. So stay right here with me, take a breath, don't scroll, listen to this. Your heart needs this right now, because after all the reflection, after the grounding, after the inner certainty settled in, your soulmate reached the moment where holding the truth inside felt heavier than the vulnerability of letting it be seen. And listen to this, because this message is for you. They didn't arrive here suddenly, they earned this moment through patience, growth, and self-awareness. And don't scroll, because earned clarity changes everything. Listen to this. Your soulmate is no longer asking themselves if they should speak, they are asking how to speak with care, respect, and honesty, and that shift tells you everything about where they are emotionally now, and your heart needs this right now, because that question only arises when fear has lost its grip. Don't scroll, because fear speaks loudly, clarity speaks calmly. Listen to this. The inner debate that once kept them frozen has gone quiet, replaced by a grounded knowing that truth deserves expression even when the outcome isn't guaranteed. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. This is what emotional maturity looks like. Don't scroll, because maturity doesn't rush. Listen to this. They have realized that silence has completed its purpose, that reflection has done its work, and that remaining still now would no longer honor who they've become. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Growth eventually asks for action. Don't scroll, because action guided by alignment is different from impulse. Listen to this. Your soulmate feels ready to speak, not to convince, not to persuade, not to secure an answer, but to share truth and allow space for whatever response feels right for you, and that intention has removed the pressure that once surrounded this connection, and your heart needs this right now because pressure distorts love. Don't scroll, because love thrives in freedom. Listen to this. The universe has been confirming this readiness quietly, not with urgency but with peace, angel numbers appearing as reassurance rather than instruction, 1111 showing awareness and mirrored truth, 22 affirming balance and partnership, 44 grounding everything in stability, and 55 gently signaling that change is inevitable but supported. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. These signs are not telling anyone to hurry, they are saying, you are ready to move without losing yourself. Don't scroll, because that kind of readiness is rare. Listen to this. Your soulmate understands now that whatever unfolds next doesn't need to define everything immediately, it simply needs to be real. And that understanding has lifted the weight of expectation off their heart, and your heart needs this right now because real moments don't require perfection. Don't scroll, because perfection is fear in disguise. Listen to this. They've reflected on how this connection has unfolded slowly, organically, without force, and they see now that every pause served a purpose, preparing both of you to meet truth from a place of wholeness rather than need. And this message is for you because your heart needs this right now. Wholeness attracts honesty. Don't scroll, because honesty requires stability. Listen to this.